Hey guys, welcome to the club. I don't want to do that. I want to do some mono blue standard. So the great thing about this deck is it's very, very budget on Arena. It only takes 4 rares. So I'm going to show you the deck, do a quick deck tech, and then we'll do a league and see if we can get 7 wins. I have been winning a fair bit with this deck, although I'm having terrible luck on Arena today, so the magic gods seem to be against us. Alright, so this is the deck. This is a rare, so with my build it's 5 rares, but you don't need to play this one. If you have it, great, play one of them. If you don't, then it's fine, you can play an island. It's got 4 Haughty Djinn, that is your 4 rares. The rest of the deck is mostly commons and a couple of uncommons. I might play 2 of these actually. And a lot of these cards are quite interchangeable. I think I'll take that out and put an extra flow of knowledge in, because on my other account I was playing 2 flow of knowledge and it seemed better. Cool. So you've got 3 Essence Scatter, 3 Negate, 1 Make Disappear, 3 Impulse, 3 Curate. You know what, I'm actually going to play 4 Curate and 2 Impulse. That's what I'd prefer to do. Where's that gone up there? Oh, okay, it's because I searched for it. So anyway, you've got 4 Tolarian Terror, 4 Haughty Djinn. These are your threats in the deck, and this one costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery in your bin. So a lot of the cards in the deck are dumping instants and sorceries in your bin. Apart from these 8 cards, everything's an instant or sorcery apart from the lands. So consider you look at one, put it in your bin if you want, and then draw a card, so it can put 2 instant and sorceries in your bin. Fading Hope is bouncing a creature, it's an unsummon effect, and this is useful both for our own creatures if they get targeted and the opponents. You can play some Slip Out the Backs if you want, they're pretty good for protecting your creatures. The nice thing about Fading Hope is it hits opponents' creatures as well, which is very relevant. 2 Spell Pierce is good, a lot of decks playing non-creature spells at the moment. Stuff like Invoke Despair, you can just counter it for 1 mana. Syncopate, I like this as a one-of. It exiles the thing it counters and it's adaptable to any situation. 3 Negate, Negate's really good in standard at the moment. 3 Essence Scatter to counter creatures. Curate can actually put 3 instants and sorceries in the bin in the best case scenario, which is why I play more of that than Impulse. And Impulse digs 4 cards deep, gets you what you want. 1 Make Disappear because it hits creatures or non-creatures, and 4 Thirst for Discovery. So in the early game you probably want to dump 2 instant and sorceries. That puts a total of 3 in the graveyard, which makes your Tolarian Terrors 3 cheaper. The Haughty Djinn gets huge because its power and toughness is equal to the number of instant sorceries in the bin. That's our main threat, and you normally don't play it on turn 3, you normally play it turn 4, so you can then protect it with a Negate or a Fading Hope or whatever. Flow of Knowledge draws a ton of cards in mono blue, so that's great for the mirror match, for the control matchup, sometimes against Grixis. And 4 Tolarian Terrors, this thing's just a beast, it blocks anything, it's hard to kill. If they target it, you make them pay the ward and then counter their spell when they got no mana. So that's the deck. I'm playing a slightly different version than what I just showed you. If you look at the beginning of the video, that's what the build I'll be playing in this particular league is, but a lot of it's interchangeable. You can play with the numbers, see what works for you. If you don't have some of the cards, you can play more of the other ones. I've been playing around with the list a little bit. I do think curate is great as a 4 of, and I think flow of knowledge should be a 2 of, no more, no less. I think we're only playing 1 in this list, but anyway, let's see if we can dominate this league. This hand is, I like having negate on the play, so I'm going to keep this. We do need to draw another land or two. If you're playing Otawara, you always need to play it last, or you should, because if you draw more lands you want to keep it for the bounce effect. Okay, this is some kind of life gain deck. So our negates probably won't be great here. If this is the same deck I saw earlier, it's like Ilias Elcor, stuff like that. Okay, so it's a infect deck actually. I'm gonna grab a land here. Fading Hope could have been good, but we really need to get our land drops in this deck. Okay, so I could play Haughty, but I'd rather play it after I have a protection spell up for it on turn 4. So it looks like we're going to get infected here. Okay, that's troubling. I'm just going to let that resolve and cast a Thirst for Discovery. Unfortunately, I'm not going to discard the land because we need it, so I will get rid of Consider and negate, I think. Okay, now we could play Terror. I think I'm going to play the Terror because it has the Ward 2, so it means it's a lot harder for them to kill it with something like well, they can't actually hit it with lay down arms. Okay, so we'll block here. See if they do anything. Okay. So if that will kill our Terror, I don't really want that to happen, so I'm just going to phase it out. We will take some damage from the other 2 creatures. But we still have a fat blocker, so now we get to play the Djinn. And we're not going to attack yet. Mostly we only really attack with the Djinn. Bounce one of their guys. Okay. So for the blowout, I'm going to let this resolve. and then bounce their thing when they attack so we can block their guys. Okay, that's pretty nice, and we do want the Essence Scatter because we want to counter the creature when they cast it next turn. We just get to kill 2 of their creatures here. It should be pretty much game over from there. Thinking I don't want to consider here because yeah, let's just draw that. Now I'll consider. I'll take another Djinn. Attack with both here. Opponent has been stuck on 3 lands, but that's probably by design in their deck, and they're just dead here. Okay, great start. I was a little bit nervous a couple of times in that game, but we got there. So we're 1-0 so far, hopefully get 7 wins, make some gems, be able to draft with them. This hand seems fine. We have a 1-mana counter spell and we have a 1-mana bounce spell. This could be the mirror match. So these matches tend to be quite boring for the first 4 turns. Okay, opponent's considering. I really don't want them to cast a Terror before we have a counter spell for it. Pass. So we could counter that, but I don't think we do, because we really want to cast ours next turn. Is this Terror or Djinn? No, it's nothing. So we do get to Thirst for Discovery. Unless they counter it, which they might. Yep. Okay, Island is a good draw. Try and bounce that. Sure it works. I've got to keep an island on top, unfortunately. Could cast a terror. If it doesn't resolve, I'm just going to pass for now. I can bounce their Djinn if they play it again. It seemed like they didn't have protection for that, so opponent's way ahead though. They have 6 cards in the graveyard, 4 instants and sorceries. I'm going to bounce that again. Okay, it worked. I'd love to have a Djinn of our own, but I think we need to look for some card draw or counter spells here. Or just land. So we get to play Terror, which if it resolves is really hard for them to deal with. Okay, I'm going to counter their counter. It's possible they have a spell pierce of their own. But resolving Terror is amazing in the mirror match. Okay, they get a Djinn and it's now a 5/4. Wow, double Djinns. Yeah, it's very likely we've lost this now. I'm gonna attack. If they trade, I don't mind too much. If I was them, I wouldn't trade because they've got us on a 2-turn clock. Trade. Yeah, this mirror match is pretty tough. It's basically a matter of who gets their Djinn down first and gets to stick it. We didn't draw any essence scatters or anything, which is what we needed. Flow of Knowledge would be a good draw if we can resolve it. Wow, okay. We're super dead. Yeah, and they got the Flow of Knowledge first, that's game. We'll just concede to save time. The only way we're winning that is if they time out. Disconnect. Okay, 1-1. This is a pretty sweet opening hand. Mono black. Mostly this is a decent matchup. Not mono black, green black. So I wonder if this is the so because of this thing, I'm just going to bounce this. I don't want them drawing cards. Island is fine for now. Abzan Arena deck. I've never seen this deck. Okay. So even if we consider we're not going to hit a counter for 1 mana for the Gix, we do need to get rid of that thing. I'll curate here. Okay. Fading Hope is what we wanted. I'll just bounce this now in case they've got Tovar's stand or something. Or maybe we do it when they attack. Now let's just do it now. I quite like that on top. Bit of card draw. Just going to resolve. Okay. So we can cast a terror for 1 mana next turn. Jin. I do like Jin. We might not cast it next turn, but... So I think I cast the Terror, hold up negates. And cast Thirst for Discover if we don't want to counter anything. So they can give this thing Death Touch, but that uses up most of their whole turn, so I think that's fine. Easy discard an island here. Play Jin down now. So they must have some kind of trick, but we have a negate, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay. Let's negate that. And they just lose their Gix, which is great news for us. They have another one. Sure. So I'm going to make another Jin before I Thirst, to make the Thirst cost 1 mana. Discard these two. I want to keep Spell Pierce in case they have a, what's it called? Invoke Despair. But they're dead next turn. They need removal, double removal really. Yeah, good game. We're 2-1. That was a kind of a weird deck, I've never seen that before. It was like mono black splashing green and white for the Stronghold Arena. I do think Stronghold Arena has some potential. Although I can't really think of that many aggro decks that want to take a turn or two off to play a 2-mana enchantment. And it's so bad when you're behind. I'd definitely play it in Commander though. This hand looks good. I really like negate when we're on the play. Oh man. We could be in trouble here. Okay, let's just pass. Green, white, infect. I was wondering if it was the combo version of the Rot Priest deck. I'm going to curate here. Okay, so maybe we want both of these. Pass, and we're going to get infected. Oh man, we can't counter that. Sure. Okay. Thirst. Getting down the terror would be huge here, so I'm going to discard 2 instants and sorceries. So we want to slip out the back. Okay, get down the terror because we just really need a blocker right now. Opponent's thinking about what to do. I expect them to attack with everything and have some kind of trick that we can hopefully counter. Okay, that's good. We can spell pierce that. We do take. We go up to 7 poison here. But we get a Rot Priest off the board. I'm going to draw some cards now. Discard an island. And we just have to pray to the magic gods here. We do have a negate, which I like, but okay, that's going to resolve. No attacks is good. We really want another creature. Alright, I'm going to thirst for discovery main phase. Oh man. I will just gonna also consider, see if we can hit another terror, which should be 1 mana now. Okay, that is a creature, but we're going to be taking 2 more poison here, and more if they have a spell that targets their creature. So basically, if they have a spell that targets their creature, we just die here, and we're pretty much dead as it is. So I take the same amount of poison, which is 2. You get to kill that guy. Oh man, yeah. I don't think there's any way out of this. Even if we were going to draw. Yeah, we need to block everything or we're dead. Oh man. Well, I'll just cast a Flow of Knowledge to see what we get. Wow. Okay, that's bad beats. Decks like that are tough for us to beat. Well, we're not out yet. We're 2-2. I think Soldiers is probably the worst matchup for this deck. Hand looks fine. Lots of 1 mana interaction, which is good. I guess I may as well just Spell Pierce that. So I could consider and look for another Spell Pierce, but we're very unlikely to hit it. So I think I'm just going to Impulse, end of 10. Bank Buster is something that we don't really want to resolve though. What do I take here? I think I like taking the Thirst here. Some card draw going. Could have taken the Terror, but it's not cheap enough to cast it yet. Looks like opponent's doing nothing, that's fine by me. First for discovery. And I will discard the island. So if I get down Terror, I don't want to get down Terror here, I want to hold up a counter spell. And then next turn we can cast Terror and protect it with Slip Out the Back, Fading Hope. Now this card is something we absolutely do not want to resolve. It trashes our deck because it eats up our graveyard. Shieldred's another bad one. I'm going to look for... I don't want that. I'm going to look for a Essence Scatter here. Negate can be good against them. We get this down for 1 mana now. I'm very nervous about Shieldred coming down. We can bounce it. Okay. I'll bounce that one. We need to draw some card draw here, or a Djinn or something good. Essence Scatter would be good. Another Terror is not bad. I'm going to save the Otawara to bounce the Fiend of the Dross again. Okay. So we'll bounce that one. Then we can hit the opponent for 10 next turn, and hopefully they're dead the following turn. Especially if we get down a Djinn. I like this position we're in, so we've got double protection here. I think opponent's just tempoed out. Yeah. I think I'm just going to phase out their Shieldred for good measure at the end of turn, but they're dead on board anyway. Yeah. Good game. We are 3-2. One more win almost gets us our gems back. Mostly that matchup against Mono Black is quite good because a lot of their spells are 4 or 5 mana. The one we care about that's less than that is the Graveyard Trespasser. If they get that down, it can really screw up our plans. This hand looks fine, a little bit slow, but cool. Being on the play is great with this deck as well. I like that. We now have a counter spell for their 2-drop if we want to. I will just counter that while we can, so it looks like it's the Soldier deck. Which is a bad matchup for us. I'm going to play the Djinn here. I know I said don't play it on turn 3, but against these kind of decks. Okay. I'll just pass the turn here. I really don't want this to resolve, so I'm going to curate, try to hit a... damn it. I kind of want both of these. Alright, that's going to resolve. So I was going to try and hit a creature counterspell there, but I think getting down 2 Djinns is really good. So do I consider here? Yeah, just to draw a card, we'll draw the Djinn. Now if I play a Djinn, I guess I attack as well. Our negates are going to be really bad in this matchup. We're just in full-on race mode here. Now we're going to take that damage. Hopefully we can grow our Djinns enough to just kill them outright. Oh man, okay, so we need to cast this now. We'll discard 2 negates. Okay, so we can bounce this, which is a godsend. Get down a terror. Swing in for 14. And fingers crossed we've got this now. I'm not going to play this because we might want to bounce something next turn. But it's actually very rare for me to be able to get into this position against mono white soldiers. Don't know why they attack like that. Okay, cool, we can negate that. Wow. But we were winning anyway, I think. Okay, good game. Man, I hate that matchup. It makes me so nervous. So we are 4-2 at the moment. I think it was definitely right to keep the extra Djinn on top there. Brutal Cathar would have caused us some issues. Talia gives us some grief, but if we have a Djinn, it just makes our spells cost normal amount. Bless me. Ah, wow. Hope I'm not getting sick. This hand looks really good. Not sure what the opponent's deck is. Red, blue, Grixis maybe. Doesn't look like it. Some kind of red-blue spells deck, that could be a challenge. Okay, it's like a Jeskai control. I'm going to leave the land on top. And we'll just pass. What's this? Oh, it's the flashback. I haven't seen this card played at all. Okay, so I'll curate here. Essence Scatter doesn't look like it'll be great in this matchup. I do like Spell Pierce though, that can stay on top. We're not really making our terror any cheaper here. Okay, pass turn. We're making it a little bit cheaper. gaining life and drawing a card. I almost always let this spell resolve. They've missed a land drop, so that's good news for us. And we drew a load of counter spells, which is great. I'm still not going to play Terror yet. So actually, if we draw a... no, we don't want to do that. I might cast Terror just because I've got 8 cards in hand. So yeah, we're going to go shields down for a turn. We might regret that, but I'd rather not just discard cards for the sake of it. Okay, that's fine. So I could counter this actually, and I think I will, just because they've discarded a card and I don't want them to get treasures, which is basically keeping us ahead on lands here. Cool, they can't do anything, so I'm gonna thirst again. And we have to discard. I'm going to discard 2 Essence Scatters because they don't seem like a creature deck. Lantern Flare. That's a big burn spell. Okay. So I'm going to play a Terror first. So I can negate that. I think I'm actually just going to make disappear it. And then we get to hold up negates. They got their 5th land. So I can either negate that or I can bounce the Terror. I think I like bouncing the Terror and keeping negate for whatever they have later. I'm worried about the Wandering Emperor. And then do I want to impulse or curate? I think I want to curate. Okay, so I definitely want to land. I'm not too fussed about consider. Okay, Jinn is a great draw. We'll play Jinn and Terror and hold up negates. And impulse if we need it to find another counter spell. Okay, they're hitting their lands now, which is bad news for us. Okay, that's going to get negated. Okay, cool, they scooped. We had them on a 2-turn clock, that was amazing. We were very lucky they missed a land drop and we spell pierced their big score and stuff. So we are 4 and 2, looking good. I've made a small profit now on gems. I haven't seen that Jeskai control deck before. Seemed a bit weird. This hand looks okay, it's a little bit slow. Okay, mono red, this is a very close matchup. I do enjoy this matchup. This is probably one where I'm just going to play Jin on 10-3 as a blocker. Yeah, that's bad. Let's pass. If we can get our terrors down, that's going to be amazing. Down to 11 life here. Wow, we're down. We might just be dead here. Opponents had a really nice draw. I'm going to curate. Chuck both of these. Damn it. We might be too slow. Play Jin as a blocker. Yeah. I think that's us dead. Yeah. Wow, that was quick. Alright, good games. Anyway, we made a profit there and you got to see how the deck worked. We went up against a lot of different matchups, so I actually usually beat mono red, but the hand I kept was not good against them and they just had a nut draw. But anyway, small profit, 5-3 we went, and thanks for watching.